Had a little listen to his podcast, huh?
Dude, it's educational. And besides, I've been wanting to listen to this one.
Welcome to Idling in the Impala, a podcast by and for lovers of supernatural and the fan fiction it inspires. Before we begin, just want to remind you to follow us wherever you listen so you don't miss any episodes or bonus content. If you love what we do and want an easy way to show your support, please consider leaving us a positive, all the stars rating on your favorite listening platform. It helps SPN and fanfic lovers find us and share in the fun. I'm Sandra.
I'm Kasey, and it's been a minute, y'all, hadn't it, though? Hadn't it been a minute? We are back with another episode of Fact versus Fiction, but this time we brought a friend. Guest
I have
host.
a vagina.
Fucking spat take all over myself. Fucking hell.
Is that like a Leo Pleurodon thing that you're going for right there? That's what I'm trying to think of it.
It's a magical vagina. It's going to show us the way.
There was a pause. I thought that was my intro.
It is. It was.
That was fucking great. We're not doing that again.
No,
My God.
I like that. That was good. No, there's nothing to be sorry about. It sounded like a Leo Pleurodon from everything you guys have been telling me. So I'm like, okay, I think that's what they're going for. Yay. Dreamers with us, everybody.
It's magical vagina. It's going to show us the way.
Oh,
Oh my
Oh, my word.
We brought a friend. The wonderful runaway dreamer, bestie, beta, an honorary vagina owner. And I feel the need to clarify that. Sandra is also a cis woman, but Sandra is standing in for the audience in these episodes.
I usually do, yes.
So, unfortunately, if I am educating her, I can also be like, hey, yo, you need to educate me as well. So I brought a buddy.
Yeah.
And
I'm a good buddy.
You are the
don't interrupt
bestest.
podcasts with inappropriate exclamations.
That was fucking great. That was hilarious. So the reason that I brought a buddy for this one is because, as y'all know, I am agender and transmasc. And when I sat down to write and research this episode, my brain was like, no, we're not. And I was like, but why? And my brain just went, no. So I was like, okay, I'll come back to it. And then I had to cancel a recording of it. And I was like, oh, this has become a problem. So Sandra was like, you can get someone to help. Is that going to help you? And Dreamer was like, I will help. And I was like, no, guys, I've got it. Guys, I don't got it. I categorically don't got this. So I brought a buddy because apparently my brain has issues with the fact that it doesn't match up with my body. So I brought a buddy to discuss vagina things. That's why Dreamer said.
That's me.
That's Dreamer. Dreamer is the...
This is where I say I have a vagina.
It is.
And
I'm...
I was going to say I'm open to it, but I feel like we're getting euphemistic again. And that's...
Be careful how open you get on the internet.
Exactly.
You've got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm open to talking about it. That's what I'm...
And I want it all noted that the thing that my brain wanted to say was the wonder from down under, and I refused to let it say that. But if I didn't get it out of my head, it would have come out later in the episode and been really awkward. So also this, because I don't know, the 90s were a weird time, guys. But this week's episode of Fact versus Fiction is hygiene. Fact versus Fiction, hygiene. The ins, outs, and shake it all abouts of sanitary sex. So before we get into it, disclaimer. And I'm looping Dreamer in on this one as well. Although, if she is a sex expert, she hasn't told me. So, I mean, you should probably fess up now.
No,
okay.
Absolutely.
Disclaimer. We are not sex experts. I have repeatedly attempted to pass the exam and they won't let me. So, yeah. This episode is for entertainment, fictional writing purposes only, and is not intended to replace actual medical advice. If you have concerns about your intimate health in any capacity, contact a professional doctor. We are not doctors. This is not medical advice. Speak to someone with a license and some letters after their name. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Should we whinge about pronunciation now?
Absolutely.
Right. These two don't say vagina and vaginal properly. And if I don't address it, also, that's going to come out later in the episode and it's going to be fucking weird. So.
No. We say vagina, right?
Vaginal, I said.
Don't we? Sandra, say vagina.
Vagina.
Yeah.
Vaginal.
Yeah.
It's when it gets
but you
the-
said
oh.
vagina and
Well, you said vagina first, so vagina.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Apparently, yes. They can say vagina, but ask them to say vaginal. Go on, ladies.
Vaginal.
Vaginal.
No.
That's how we say it here.
I've been so shamed. I can't even say it. Like, I feel like I'm being reprimanded.
Because it's fucking wrong.
I
You don't say vagina. You don't say vagina, though, do you?
can continue to say wrong in these situations. It's a different way of saying it. Over here, it's vaginal.
I meant to, when this first came up, I meant to look up words that have, that, I'm not sure what the word is. When you have a base word and then you add on to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure
I don't know
what that is, but I know
I'm
there
a writer,
are other
but
words
I don't know these things.
Exactly. I know there are words
what we have
that the
betas
base
for.
word is pronounced one way. Yeah, problem is when your beta doesn't know either. The base word is pronounced one way, and then like the extended word or the altered word is pronounced another way. I know there are lots of words that do that. So stop judging us, bro.
Well, this particular one upsets me, so I'm gonna. Right, okay, right. They say vagina, vaginal, differently to me. I will probably slip into saying it the way they say it because that's how my brain works, but I just want it noted that I don't think that's the correct pronunciation.
And it's noted, duly noted.
Brilliant.
Duly.
Oh,
right.
can I figure this is a good place to also put in a warning. We're probably going to say the words, block your ears if you're sensitive. Moist is probably going to come up during the episode, and one that's I had to,
the S word.
I'm
The
so
S
sorry,
word.
Kasey. I'm so sorry, Kasey, but it's got to happen. Look, it's a medical term. It's one that like
I've hamster hands.
Okay, look, the word is smegma. Okay, I'm really sorry to anyone who is offended by the word, but it is a medical scientific term. So,
okay,
yes,
no,
please.
if you're offended by it,
I don't think you should be listening to this episode in general.
You shouldn't. If you're offended by a medical term, that's a problem.
But this is probably
if it just gives you a little bit of cringe.
This is not the episode for you. If you're really,
what I mean. I just mean the cringe,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So just heads up.
Yeah. Okay. All that out of the way. Let's get into it.
Good job, guys. Woo! Yay.
Disclaimers and warnings and she's nice because I don't give warnings about icky words I might say when I do this on my own. So
I don't think there's anything.
We're delicate flowers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't
fine.
see anything, but I understand a lot of people don't like the M word. But yeah, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
We'll keep going.
Okay. So we figured we'd start at the hands. I don't know. That seemed like the least offensive place to start. Most of this, actually, I feel like is shit you're already going to know. But as we know, the point of fact versus fiction is to just draw attention to a lot of the stuff that just gets glossed over or sanitized in fan fiction and be like, that's real cute for fiction, but in real life, this is a problem. Okay. So we'll start with the least intimate area, let's say, your hands. Now, I discussed this in our very first episode, like anal sex basics and lube. Cut your nails, trim them, but don't only trim them, file them. Don't be cutting them and leaving them jagged and being like, this will be fine. Because it won't. File them down. Smooth. Doesn't matter where you plan to put them.
Make sure you trim your cuticles as well, because they can get sharp.
Yep. I like hand lotion. Everyone should use hand lotion. I think everyone should use moisturizer. But like, if you don't normally, just a little bit on your hands after you've cut and like filed your nails, you'll just have a nice time. That's all I'm saying. But it doesn't matter where you might be intending to put your digits, they need to be clean. You need to have cut them and filed them down. And if you do prefer to wear your nails a little bit longer, as a lot of women do, scrub underneath them, mate. They're so icky.
Yeah.
Like, you would not believe how many like YouTube videos you find of people who like do nails and they'll remove like gel or acrylic nails and it is manky under that.
Oh.
Fucking.
Yeah.
So I'm not judging anyone that prefers to keep long nails. I think it's real cute. But just get a scrubbing brush and just scrub under. You just like, there's bacteria that you just don't want to go in intimate places. And this is an episode on hygiene. So I feel like I'm preaching to the choir when I say wash your hands, but also like properly wash them. Scrubby is your friend. Wash your hands. Scrub under your nails. I mean, like scrub your nails, even if you keep them pretty short, but it's more important to do that if you prefer to keep your nails a little bit longer. And as always, gloves. Okay. I personally always recommend gloves for butt stuff just because it does help people feel more comfortable and less self-conscious. If you like, we'll get on to butt stuff, but I always recommend gloves for butt stuff anyway. But gloves are and can and should be used in any and all sex acts if that makes you or your partner feel more comfortable. There's nothing wrong with it. So, wash your hands, but also, if you're going to be putting stuff in new places, there's nothing wrong with wearing a pair of gloves either. They're real. You can buy boxes
not
of
going
them
to
on
hurt
Amazon.
anything at the very least.
Exactly. Also, that said though, if you're going to be putting an entire hand somewhere, you need gloves. Don't go into that bare, for lack of a better word. Wear gloves. And you need special lube. KY from the drugstore ain't going to cut it. You need proper special lube for that. Okay? Don't forget, there is a handy dandy lube chart in the document for anal sex and lube. And also, it's linked in the document for this one as well. There's a handy dandy chart to tell you what lube you should be buying and using for your various sex acts. And just to say as well,
friggin' FBF episode, you could just listen to that.
You could go listen to that, yeah. But the chart is, some people like visual aids, The chart is handy dandy. Keep it on your phone when you're going to buy sex supplies. You'd be like, I know what lube I need. In a pinch, if you don't have gloves to hand and you're like, I'm going to put my fingers somewhere, you can put a condom over a few fingers. Like, it's totally fine. If not having gloves to hand is going to hold you back from doing a sex act that you really want to try, but you just really have a barrier there, condom over a few fingers is totally fine. That's equally not going to do any damage to anybody. Okay? So, hand hygiene, wash them, trim your nails, file your nails, scrub under your nails if you keep them a little bit longer, and don't be embarrassed to say, I would rather wear gloves for this. Bodies are icky sometimes,
or
and we get
I would rather you wear gloves for this.
Yes. That touches on things that we've covered in other episodes regarding like consent and body language and things like that. But if you're going to
it's so common to be self-conscious about what your body is doing while someone's doing things to you, and like the butt it's even more like likely to make you feel self-conscious given what it does naturally. If having your partner use a glove, knowing that it's not, if there is something going on that it's not going to end up on them, then just say, I'd rather use gloves or a condom, or like be your own advocate for whatever's going to make you most comfortable.
Yes, 100%. And remember, handy dandy lube chart. KY is not your friend. That is not good. Especially for butt stuff, that is not what you need.
So KY is
and
that
remember
more...
if your gloves.
Sorry. KY, is that because what is that more based? Is that more like water based or is it different?
I'll have a look. KY is more for vaginal sex.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Actually,
it's water based.
If your gloves or condoms are latex, keep in mind the lube you are using, because as we know, oil based lubes are going to
don't use baby oil.
deteriorate the latex, make it more likely to break, and things like that. So stick with your water based if you can, or if you can afford the more expensive lubes that are hybrid lubes that are designed for latex condoms but aren't just water based, that are particularly good for anal use, then have a look at the chart and go to the fancy stores. You're probably not going to find the fancy stuff in, say, your chemist or pharmacy or
So handy dandy lube chart, gloves, condoms if you have no gloves, or if you're just like, I don't need a whole glove, I just need a few fingers covered, whatever works for you is absolutely fine. But Dreamer makes a very valid point about if you're using condoms or latex gloves, be aware what lube you're using. I wouldn't recommend oil-based lubes anyway. Use water-based or silicone-based. But we've got a whole episode on that. Go educate yourself over there.
That's right.
Yes. Moving on. Oral hygiene. I was going to put this in there, but Sandra was like, you probably should. So I was like, alrighty. There's not really much to say about good oral hygiene best practice apart from brush your teeth.
Well, I would just, with the caveat that sometimes when everybody goes through stuff mentally at different times, and that
Absolutely.
affects how they take care of themselves, their bodies, and sometimes that can be something, you know, that part of the process they kind of don't pay enough attention to their bodies when they're not doing well. And when you're with a partner, you know, then being intimate can then that affects what you're doing with your partner. So just be mindful, you know, of that. I think that's important, because what we, again, just like with washing your hands, it has to become a routine, you know, a habit, and habit forming can be hard for a lot of people if they're, you know, not quite feeling themselves the way they need to. So yeah, just kind of like, you know, keep that in mind. You know, I think sometimes if we do something, if we can't do it for ourselves, sometimes doing it for our partner gives us a little bit more of an impetus to kind of like, you know, do the thing that we need to do, kind of a situation. So yeah, keep up with it, because it's good for you anyway, because if you don't take care of your teeth, that's going to affect your body anyway in other ways. So that's a really
and if you can't manage that full 2 minutes, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, get that shit off your teeth, like just do what you can.
That's just what I was about to say. Like this is not an episode on self-care, but doing a poor job of something is better than doing no job. For everything. Absolutely. If you can't
I've
stand
asked my
there
dentist
for 2
that
minutes
once, like, is a half-assed job better than no job? And he said absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean, Lord knows I know that it's difficult sometimes to force yourself to stand there.
Absolutely.
So take care of yourself,
is
guys.
the first thing to go when you're mentally struggling.
Of course. But apart from, you know, like the general kind of look after yourself, look after your teeth, you know, that's important. Keeping good oral hygiene means there's less chance of you having like any issues with the gums, any bleeding, getting we call them mouth ulcers in the UK. They're called canker sores in the US. Is there a special Aussie name for them, Dreamer?
Both of those, really.
Cool. Yeah. So you know what I mean? It's like the fires of fucking hell on the inside of your lip, but no matter what you do, your tongue keeps going, what if we just poke it though? And you're like, fucking stop it. Like good oral hygiene minimizes, it doesn't completely remove it, obviously, because there's more at play, but it minimizes that, and especially minimizes any like gum disease, bleeding gums, and making sure that, you know, those things are minimized reduces your risk of contracting an oral STD. Primarily the one I'm thinking of is HIV, but you can get like chlamydia and gonorrhea. You can get that in your mouth as well. And an open sore or cut or even just a bleeding gum is a great vector for those kind of viruses. So we will actually touch on oral transmission of HIV because it's not as easy and common as you think, but certainly other STDs, chlamydia and things can be transferred orally very easily. Just keep up your oral hygiene. And, you know, if 2 minutes is too many, then just do 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Look after yourself, guys. That's the most important thing. Look after yourself. Alrighty. I'm gonna hand on over to Dreamer now. This is her section. Oh no.
Oh shit.
No, okay. I'm still here. I'll tell you what, right? I'll run through the list and Dreamer can expand on any points, and we'll do it like that.
Oh, okay.
You got this. All right.
I'm scared.
Vaginal hygiene.
Yes. Okay. Vaginal hygiene.
It's a magical vagina. It's going to show us the way, guys. Right. First and foremost, douching is not birth control.
Douching is not birth control.
That is not birth control. No, whatever your high school boyfriend told you in the back of his car at makeout point. I watch a lot of American movies, guys. Shut up. Whatever he told you, it's lies. Yeah. Lies. It's a lie in the same way as if you go on top, you can't get pregnant, babe. Lies. It's not birth control.
Or you can't get pregnant the first time, or you can't
get pregnant on your periods, or any of the bullshit that horny teenage boys peddle is not birth control.
I think douching in particular is a bit of an old-fashioned thing anyway. But the myth of, you know, that if you douche, you're going to get all the semen and the sperm out. It's just no. And I think it's like, if you're sort of young and don't know how all that stuff works, like implantation and you know, the ovary and, you know, eggs and all of that, stuff, you know, you can tell that I'm a medical professional, right? If you don't know about all of that and you're young and naive, you might think, sure, like flushing out all of that stuff, surely the sperm can't reach the egg, and that makes sense. No, that's not how that works. It's never going to be how that works. Do not do it. But particularly, it amazes me that there are still products out there being sold for this purpose, not necessarily for birth control, but douching in general, as if you need to put any sort of external cleaning product up there. And we're talking, if you don't know what a douching product is, it's literally inserting, what would you call it? A nozzle into the vagina to put fluids in there that some often, you know, contain a cleansing, some sort of cleansing product to flush the vaginal canal. Does it go up into the? Surely no, it's just into the.
No, it doesn't go up into
the canal,
cervix,
the vaginal, just the vaginal canal. And that is such a sensitive place, you guys. It's got a really delicate microbiome. It's got a really delicate pH balance. It doesn't, and the thing is, it is self-cleaning, purely self-cleaning. It has evolved to be self-cleaning. It flushes itself out. That's what discharge is. That's what happens when you're on your period and you're shedding your lining of your uterus. It's all meant to flush itself out. You do not need cleaning products in there, and you certainly do not need anything to make it smell smell nice on the inside. Holy shit.
We'll get onto that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
What did we had like Summer's Eve. Like I remember that was a big commercial in like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I really think it's very,
this is a thing you're meant to do.
Yeah, it's very out of, I mean, I know, I think medically, I think there's more knowledge now about that. I think for most people that they realize, no, you don't need to do that. But that was all I remember seeing when I was younger. I was like, do I need to do that? I mean, I never did, because I was just like,
so many people did though.
But because it was like you had to smell fresh down there. Apparently it was a big deal. Yep. Mom, I don't smell fresh. Can you help me? Sure, sweetie. Here, try this.
And the thing is, smelling fresh was considered smelling of something that's not, those parts aren't meant to smell of. Like you don't need to smell what did you call it? I had to
wildflower garden.
Sandra, I asked Sandra, do you have any questions that you want covered in this section? And she said, just the myth that and particularly in fan fiction and stuff, that the vagina smells like a wildflower garden and tastes like ambrosia salad.
No, it smells and tastes like a vagina.
Smells and tastes like a vagina. It doesn't smell like roses. It doesn't smell like, I don't know, like citrus. It doesn't smell like honey, all of that stuff. Like you can associate those smells in your mind, but that's not what it literally smells like. It doesn't need to smell that way. It doesn't mean you're clean or dirty if it does or doesn't smell that way. Like, don't be cleaning on the inside, because you are far more likely to cause yourself a medical issue that will actually cause your body to start producing a smell that isn't what your body should be producing, because you suddenly have an infection. And also your body do its thing.
If you keep washing away, like Dreamer said, it's a self-cleaning system, and obviously of course it's self-lubricating things, but your body keeps it in the right environment. And if you keep washing that sort of layer away, your body is going to overcompensate and make more. It just doesn't work like that, guys. It just doesn't work like that. Ideally, you should not be putting anything inside the vaginal canal unless it is with a doctor's orders, or it is for a medical purpose, i.e. a thrush treatment goes inside the vaginal canal.
That's right.
You just wash externally, just wash the external vulva part, mild soap, I mean, like it says mild soap, but like I don't buy mild shower gel, but just externally, we're not putting anything in there.
Just nothing harsh and like strongly perfumed,
right? Like you don't want to go antibacterial.
Yeah, you don't need that. Yeah. No,
you don't. It's it's the same theory as when people go, I'm on a juice cleanse, I'm detoxing my liver. No. It does that. That's what you don't need to do a juice cleanse. You have a liver and a kid, like at least one functioning kidney. your body does it. This is the same kind of thing. If you leave it alone to do its thing, there are things you can do to help it do its thing, but you don't need intervention. And if you do need intervention, that's medical intervention, not some shit you buy from Walmart.
You don't. Your vagina doesn't need an exorcism. If it smells bad, go to the doctor.
Yeah, that's what it
but we're
sounds
going to cover what bad
Yeah.
smelling is and what normal smelling is. So yeah, just relax. If there are ghosts in your vagina, call Sam and Dean, whether they can help you with it or not, or refer you to a doctor. That's fine. Otherwise, yeah, just listen to your doctor. Go to the doctor. Be familiar with your body. That is the best thing you can be.
Yes.
And yeah, just
find your normal.
Be aware that there is good and bad bacteria, and your body will always contain both. Disturbing those is more likely to make you ill than make you well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this I don't know if this made it across either of the. Well, it's not really across the pond for Australia. I don't know if this made it over there or across the pond in the UK, in the US.
Before.
But
just don't know.
when it gets real hot in the UK, invariably there will be some tabloid rag that will run a front page article on doctors warn UK women not to put ice pops in their vagina to combat the summer heat.
Crazy.
Every year, every time we have a heat wave, there will be some fucking rag that runs this, right? Don't put ice pops in there. I personally, this is just me. I'm not even speaking for Sandra and Dreamer here. I think food in sex is icky. I think that's a one-way trip to a yeast infection. I'm not about that life, right? But if you are about that life, that's cool. Just be aware. Buy stocks in Caniston. That's all I'm going to say. That's my tiny judge. But don't put, the worst thing you could possibly do is put something made of fucking sugar in there. God, no, I've given myself ick. Right. Don't put ice pops in there. Don't put make sure anything that you're putting in there.
Don't put cream. You know, like everyone
sugar.
Loves the.
I feel like this is a thing that, you know,
chocolate sauce,
that movies and books and I think fan fiction just like romanticize that this is such a this is such a romantic and a sexy thing to do with your partner. And you know, Ted's like, hey, should we use some whipped cream? I'm like, no, we shouldn't. I said no. No.
The answer to that was, are you going to wash the sheets, motherfucker? So is that what you're going to do?
Again, I think it's this romantic, this is romanticism of, it, which again, like some people might like to do it. And, as long as you're good with whatever the outcome's going to be and all the cleanup and stuff after, more power to you. But I think it makes it icky. Like for me, it's too much extra. Again, it's fun to think about, but the actual reality of it, like who's gonna clean up after?
I mean, if the food's only going to be on the top half or like on the legs or something,
only on your skin, I think that's okay, but not in there.
Yeah, if someone's going to eat it off you and then put their mouth on your vulva or even your penis, like that's you just don't go there. Like there needs
fictionally, if Sam or Dean were like, "Hey, why don't we try this?"
Are we talking pie fuckers? Because I could see Dean doing that.
And I just think, So again, I think,
but he's still going to get a yeast infection or a UTI.
Yeah. And you know what? See, the thing is, okay, I personally think food sex is icky, but like people who are lactose intolerant very frequently go, fuck it, right? I'm diabetic, and occasionally I'll have a real bad day, and I'll go, fuck it. If you want to take a calculated risk and be aware of what may happen after that risk, go for your life.
Yeah, it's probably not going to kill you, but you may end up with.
But you may end up
you need to go to the doctor about.
At the doctor, yeah. So that's that's what that comes down to.
Dean might make me take the chance.
That's I mean, he can put the squirty cream anywhere he likes. I'm just not going to argue.
Y'all, come on now, people. No.
You tell me you wouldn't with Sam. Tell me you wouldn't.
Come on.
Squirty cream? Fuck no. No.
No, I don't believe you.
If he wants
Sam's
to put
a can of squirty cream in each hand, you are not
saying
no.
The eyebrow raise. Come on.
If he wants to put squirty cream on me, that's totally fine. If he wants to put it on him and I'm going to have to eat it, no, absolutely not.
I don't
know. No, I don't like it. I don't like squirty cream, guys. I don't like it. Oh, and like honestly, I really wouldn't want him to put it on me because it's sticky.
All right. Here's an option for you. Ben and Jerry's fish food. Just slather him in it. I know I could be
convinced.
They stopped.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I could be convinced.
They had a thought about that. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is why
It's
fact versus
mostly just
fiction.
squirty cream.
FBF. FBF.
Yeah. I do as I say, not as I do, guys. That's all I'm saying. If he wants to risk a yeast infection by dipping his dick in ice cream, fucking go for it, babe. Give.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
You've always got a weak spot. You just need a friend to point it out.
Yeah.
Shush.
Okay, but
Ben and Jerry's is my weakness.
On
But
the
yes.
same line, exactly.
Yeah.
On the same line as not shoving food up there. Don't put anything dirty up there. Anything that you want to put in your vagina, wash it.
Or your butt.
Your sex toys, or but that's.
But we'll get to that. But yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Anything you're putting in your body, you want to make sure is clean, essentially. Wash your sex toys, wash your dicks. Oh my gosh, wash your dicks, people. You wash your hands, you sort of wash your mouth.
You brush your teeth, you keep oral hygiene, you wash your hands,
you keep them as clean as you can.
Fam.
Yes. Oh my gosh, wash your dick. No one wants to fuck a dirty dick. Oh,
again,
oh, man,
all that kind of stuff. It messes with you. It can mess with your pH. Well, it does mess with your pH,
right.
is whether your body has a reaction to it. And I didn't
a
know
lot
this.
of things. A lot of things will mess with the pH inside the vagina. Yep.
Even semen apparently
will mess with it. Yeah. Condoms can fuck with it. Semen can fuck with it.
I feel like that's really poor design, though.
Yeah. But look,
why would you be like, this is how
anything going into the vagina is going to,
it's a delicate system,
at least
y'all.
make your body be like, oh, okay, this isn't, I was hanging out just fine. What are you doing here? But yeah, no, even
system.
semen. Which is why I don't know if you guys have noticed. I don't. Maybe some listeners have noticed. The vagina smells different. If that is, if you haven't used a condom, if you've been with a partner you have not used a condom with, we always advocate safe sex, of course. But if you're, say, in a long-term relationship and you know your partner's STI status, all of that stuff, yeah, the vagina smells incredibly different after sex. If there has been ejaculation inside, like that's the pH changing. It's just a fact. It's the taste will change, the smell will change, and that's anything that goes inside you is going to change that pH, and it's going to change the bacteria levels, the flora that's in there. And I mean, even that can cause a yeast infection. It can cause something that's going to end up with you needing to see a doctor. It's kind of shit, to be honest, but that's kind of just the risk you take with I mean, there are a lot of risks inherent in sex, and that's just one of the little ones vagina havers get to play with.
Yay, it's fun. It's fun, isn't it? It's fun, isn't it? Everyone would sign up to have one of these. Yeah. Don't be putting food in there, even if playing with food is something you want to do. Don't put it in your vaginal canal. I'm going to keep saying it like that as well.
Unless you put a condom over it. Like, you could get a cucumber, you could get a banana, anything you can put a condom over, like, go for your life. And in fact, it's actually a lot easier to keep sex toys clean and all of that sort of thing if you just put a condom on it. Like, you still got to clean it afterwards, but you don't have to clean as many bodily fluids off it. So yeah, condoms are actually pretty helpful all around.
Yeah. And again, like we said at the top of the episode, advocate for yourself. If you would rather your partner use a condom with a sex toy, or things like that, shout up and say it.
Or just on their dick,
person,
Yeah, even
if it's not just for birth control, even if you're just like, I just really prefer that you just don't do that, advocate. Advocate for yourself.
I don't want to have to clean that up afterwards. I don't want to have to deal with the smell. If you don't like the smell, like
the cleaning up, the walk of shame to the bathroom.
Exactly.
Grim. Alrighty, moving on. So we're gonna
to our
touch
favorite
back on scent and taste. And normally it is my internet history that is fucked after researching one of these episodes, but this time it's dreamers. But we're going to touch back on scent and taste and what is quote unquote normal and what is quote unquote a sign of concern, you know, because it's individual to every person. Like every person's gut microbiome is different. It's different, you know, it's never going to be identical between people, but there are common normal, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my internet search history is probably as interesting as yours, Kasey.
Yeah, welcome to FVF. If you join our Discord, when me and Dreamer are just hanging out, usually we'll end up off on tangents, and occasionally those tangents are very funny. And occasionally, I will post my internet history, my search history in the Discord to be like, look what's fucking happened here. I don't know how this happened. Vaginas, scent and taste.
Okay.
So, Sandra, a published romance author, has probably played around with, it smells like a wildflower garden and it tastes like ambrosia salad. What the fuck does ambrosia salad taste like, by the way?
It's like,
that sounds icky. I can think of the Sims food, ambrosia.
It's like a marshmallowy, tangy.
Oh my God, is it a thing?
Yeah, it's an
It's a
actual
dessert.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Type, like, look it up. It's got like, I think it's got fruit in it. I feel like it's marshmallowy. I feel like it might be, I don't know if it's sour cream or like sour cream in it or something, but yeah, it's like it's sweet and I think it's supposed
Probably
to have a little bit of
that
tang
weird
to
stuff
it.
you have, Miracle Whip or something.
I don't know. It might even have a little bit of Jello in it or something. Now I have to look it up, but I know it's like I was like, that was kind of like I think I've seen that before.
It's definitely something you'll see
creamy
in
fruit
vintage
salad
cookbooks and stuff.
Yeah.
It is.
Creamy fruit salad loaded with pineapple, mandarin oranges, coconut, and miniature fruit flavored marshmallows.
That is repulsive. I'm real sorry, guys.
I didn't want to say it, but
as soon as Sandra said fruit, I was like, Dreamer's out. Dreamer doesn't eat fruit. Like, Dreamer doesn't want fruit with her dessert.
I've never had it anyway.
If
I don't
it's a
think I
fruit
would
salad,
like it.
I'm quite happy to eat a fruit salad.
It's regular fruit, yeah, but not all that other
give
stuff.
me chocolate instead, and that's
yeah. So anyway, that was
like,
what,
I just want to
came to
say,
mind.
if you want to write your fics describing
Purpley
vaginas
prosy,
and
if that's how
vulvas
you want to do it,
as like honey and you know, morning
Peaches.
dew and all of that sort of thing, like go right ahead. We're having a bit of a laugh here, but that's perfectly valid.
I think I've done that in like some of my romance stuff when I was first getting into it too, because a lot of it too.
We all do that sort of thing in sanitizing and, you know, prosing the shit out of, you know, anything we write.
Because that's what makes it fun.
We've all either gone through the phase or that's how we like to do it, right? But yes, no,
like
vaginas have a smell and taste.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
Vaginas do have a smell and a taste. And I just want to say here, I keep saying vaginas. I do know the difference between a vagina and a vulva. For anyone who doesn't, no shame in that. I am well aware of the lack of sex education in a whole lot of countries, particularly the US, where I know a lot of your listeners are from. What is it? The abstinence education as opposed to sex education. The vulva is the external female genitalia that is the labia majora, labia minora, the pubic mound, the clitoris, the urethral opening, all of that stuff that you see on the outside. The vagina itself is the opening where the penis will go in, if you want to describe it that way, if that's simplest, and the vaginal canal, which is where the penis will move in and out. If I say vaginas, I'm either going to make it clear I'm talking about the internal part or I actually just mean the vulva. So apologies if I'm, you know, just sort of using them interchangeably. But yeah, vulvas and vaginas, you know, they have a smell and a taste. It's not roses and honey. It's vagina. And different people are going to have different scents. They're going to have different tastes. I did Google to find out because I know what mine smells and tastes like. Like, I don't know if that's TMI, but I think most people with a vagina have smelt and tasted it. Most people with penises have smelt and tasted it as well.
You'd be wrong there, friend. No, you'd be very, very, very wrong there.
Well, that would be gay, wouldn't it?
Your own jizz? That's so gay. Do you even know?
Totally gay. Yeah, no.
We're joking. We're joking. But fucking, we're joking.
We are making fun of toxic masculinity, just for the record.
Yes.
Yeah. So I did want to sort of get more of a varied range of what people describe their scent and taste as, just so I can hopefully cover a bit more. So there's I won't go into what mine personally has going on.
No,
with
that
it,
is TMI, babes. That is TMI.
But the sort of the main varieties I sort of gathered from a little Google searching, which is from medical pages and places like Reddit, where people are going to share their own opinions on that. There's slightly sour or tangy or yeasty, sort of slurred that one. There's bittersweet like molasses or gingerbread, and there's slightly metallic, which you might get more around your period, if you have a period. And the taste is going to be pretty similar to that. There's tangy, salty, and the salt it's going to be from tasting skin really, and sweat, because there's skin folding going on down there. There's going to be sweat. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And you've got pubic hair going on, which is going to trap moisture and warmth and
terrible design.
Obviously it's well, it's a protective thing, right? There's nothing wrong with with
pubic hair. There's nothing wrong with having pubic hair. If you choose to remove or not remove yours, that's right.
There's nothing wrong with not wanting to have pubic hair. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have pubic hair. It will.
That is my
trap
personal opinion.
That's right. Yeah,
it will
trap scent more, but that doesn't mean you're dirtier than someone without pubic hair. Like, don't be ashamed of these things. It's just literally, it's what your body's doing. It's what every single body is doing, whether they choose to remove it or not. So just be cool with your body being cool. It's how it's meant to be. Yeah. And musky, that's another taste or scent that you might come across. All of these are valid and okay. You will everyone's going to experience fluctuations in that, and that's due to, like we were saying, the pH levels. Like I said, your menstrual cycle, it's going to change throughout that. Generally, these are short term. You'll exercise is going to change it due to sweating and things like that. Pregnancy will definitely change it. Your diet is going to change scents. Usually, not so much like we're going to get into the whole pineapple juice myth, but it's not so much going to be you chug some fruit juice and suddenly you've got the sweetest tasting, vagina in the West. Like that's not really what it's going to do. It's whether you've got a healthy diet or you're eating a particular style of diet, that sort of thing. So there can be changes, and everyone's different. If you have changes in your vagina, like discharge, smell, and I'm going to use the dreaded term that I think is kind of like a nightmare for any assigned female at birth person, the fishy smell, which is weaponized by particularly teenagers. That is shitty people.
Yeah. That is a sign of a very specific infection. Yes, actually, not generalized.
Something called bacterial vaginosis is very likely to be something you should speak to your doctor about. It's an infection that is easily treated with some antibiotics, but it does cause a strong, generally unpleasant smell. It's not just that specific, not just specific smells like that, but any change in what's normal for you. If you're the amount or smell or color of discharge that you're having is different, it just might indicate an infection. So you need to be familiar with yourself, and you need to see a doctor. Like, don't be ashamed. I cannot tell you how many weirder things a doctor is ever going to see in their life, and probably has already seen that day. Like, they see this stuff and it's so basic. They will give you a prescription or they will order more tests, and they're not going to think another thing of it.
What Dreamer said, you should be familiar with yourself to know what your baseline is. That's really important. You should know your body, because then you will know if and when things changes. And we've gone through all that, and I can see how it would be really easy to then, when you're buying your groceries or whatever, and you see those like feminine washes or pH balance restorers and shit down the health and hygiene aisle, don't buy them either. You don't need them. Just like we said earlier on, you shouldn't be washing internally anyway. And just normal soap and water externally is absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm.
Using those things is more likely to fuck shit up and give you a problem than it is to keep everything in balance.
Any sort of infection is not going to be changed by these products that you'll find in the feminine hygiene section. They're just they're far more likely to make things worse or cause a problem. If there is already one, it's far more likely to make it worse, or make it harder to treat. One of the best things that you can do, and I mean, we were all 20 once, so any younger people listening going, I'm not fucking doing that, right? One day you'll be old and you'll be like, oh my God, cotton undies though. Wearing cotton underwear. And I know the silk and the satin and the lace, and you're young. The G-strings and the...
We get it. One day,
and the...
one day you'll be in your 30s and you'll be like, fucking FVF was right, mate. Cotton is the way to go. It's coming for us all, right? So, obviously everybody likes to dress up and feel good and feel nice, but the more cotton underwear you can wear, that's going to be to your benefit, because that it's breathable and it like wicks away moisture and sweat, things like that. And that can really help. It does really help keep everything balanced down there, And if you are a trans man, and you prefer to wear boxers, you can buy cotton boxers. That's not it. You don't have to buy that weird flannel shit. Like, you don't have to. They make cotton boxers as well. So, that's one of the best things that you can do. Skip the feminine washes, skip the pH shit. Just wear nice, breathable underwear. And if you're younger than 30, come back to us when you're in your 30s, and you can go, oh my God, you were so fucking right though.
We won't even say I told you so.
We won't. We'll be like, welcome to the club.
That's right.
We understand. We understand. Submitting to cotton undies is like when you realize that actually you don't need to wear an underwired bra every day of your life. Like, it's real nice. It's just like,
you don't have to wear a bra at all.
You don't have to wear a bra at all.
Don't want to blow your mind, but
no bra police. We are not the bra police. But yeah, that is, just keep yourself clean.
For that section,
go ahead.
That section, what I really want to hammer in is it's okay for your genitals to smell like genitals. Like, keep yourself clean, as in just a mild soap and a wash in the shower. You don't have to wash you don't have to wash excessively. Just do it regularly in your regular shower. Mm-hmm. It's okay for your bits to have a smell. It's okay for you to have a taste. I can almost guarantee, because there are some dickheads out there, that no person is going to be confronted with your spread legs and think, wow, I can't believe they smell bittersweet, or they smell a little bit tangy. If anything, they're going to say, wow, this is fucking delicious, because they're happy to be there. Like, don't be ashamed of what your body is naturally created as. Like, just, I know there is so much shame, particularly on assigned females at birth. Just, there is so much shame and secrecy and taboo around even discussing it. Like, that's why I'm trying to be as really like bold language as possible, just because people don't talk about it, or they use euphemistic language, they use just flowery language, like which is what the whole thing about is with fan fiction, right? Is that you don't need to couch it in all of this prose. You can if you want to, of course, and that's perfectly fine, but you don't need to. We are, well, we're not all grown adults, but we should accept that at any age, and we should be starting younger in accepting that our bodies are human bodies and they're going to do human things. And so just be happy with what you've got. I know not everyone has the privilege of being happy with what they've got, but I hope you can at least.
And
as
actually,
you are,
I would say on that front, if you are like me, I'm not happy with what I have, take care of it anyway. You don't have to like it. You don't have to be happy about it. You can detest it, but still look after it, because if you don't look after it, that's going to be, you're going to have to deal with it more if you don't look after it than if you just treat it nice, look after it, and try and forget it exists. You know,
Yeah.
I would say that.
But yeah, love to all our genitals out there.
Yes, love your genitals, and if you can't love them, just look after them.
Yeah, don't be at war with them, hopefully.
Yeah.
At least not medically.
Yeah.
Goodness. I hope you know what I mean.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I know what you mean.
I think
know
it's
what you
sweet.
mean.
Yeah.
Love your genitals, or at least look after them. That's sweet.
Yeah, that's
sweet.
That's going to be the title of this episode. Love your genitals, or at least look after them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on from scents and tastes. Moving on.
Yes.
You should pee after sex, even if you used a condom. You should still pee after sex. For assigned female at birth people, your urethra is right there, people. It's right there. So
it's right next to your butt.
After you've smushed everything about, peeing helps flush it out. Okay, there's inherently a transfer of bacteria whenever you skin to skin touch anybody, anything. So just peeing just helps flush all that out.
Yeah, and because the opening to your urethra is pretty flush to your skin down there, it's far more likely to have any bacteria that may be on your skin or on your partner's skin. That moves around. It may enter the urethra, and you just you want to. It's not. You don't have to run to the toilet afterwards. But because we have because people with vaginas have a shorter urethra, you do want to flush that out. Not yet. Like I said, don't have to run to the loo, but if you can do that,
don't wait 6 hours,
yeah.
Like
maybe
you don't
the
have
same
to,
day.
You don't have to spring out of bed the second your partner is done or you're done, and be like, I have to pee immediately. But as part of your cleanup routine, whether you're with a partner or by yourself, go to the bathroom. And pee. That's just just make it part of your cleanup routine.
Yeah, whereas with penis having people, the urethral opening is generally further from the danger zone, and the urethra is much longer, and so they would have a bit more time for if there was any bacteria that got into the urethra to flush that out before there was a real great risk of any sort of infection setting in. But still, it's still certainly not a bad idea to.
But you know what happens?
What?
You know what happens if you make peeing a part of your after-sex cleanup routine? You'll wash your fucking hands.
True. Well, you better.
And then you're not
going
around.
You don't wash your hands after you pee. In
touching
which case, judging you.
Food and plates and shit.
True.
Yeah. So look, it's multi-purpose. Don't be touching stuff in your house. Other people live there.
Oh goodness.
Alrighty.
Funny.
Menstrual sex.
Next
oral
one.
sex.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
All right. I have another affirming lecture for you. Periods aren't dirty. Period. Yeah. You can have sex. You can have oral sex during a period. That's okay. There's even the blood and anything else that comes out during those sex acts, they're still okay.
It's totally normal.
You're not you may not love consuming potentially the blood, but just as a bit of information, if you're not aware, the average period over the course of the entire period, a person with a vagina is going to expel about 30 to 40 mils of blood. Now, I don't know what that is in imperial, but it's really not a whole lot. It's like a shot of alcohol. Although I don't know what a shot of alcohol is in America either.
Said 30? 30?
So for example, how many milliliters did you say?
30 to 40.
It's like an
ounce.
It's
about an ounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's only a real little bit. And that's not all going to come out during the single sex act you're performing. A little more might come out. A little more might come out during that time period than would come out during that time period if you weren't engaging in a sex act. But it's still not going to be a huge gush of blood that you're choking on and gagging on.
It's not going to be like that scene from the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie where the whole room fills with blood. It's not going to be like that.
Or in The Shining with the elevators doors opening, and it's just not. Yeah, it's just not going to be like that. So relax. Put some dark towels down. That's a good idea anyway. Earn those Red Wings. Like, that's something to be proud of. I think that'd be an awesome thing to brag about. I would love to brag about it myself, but I'm not that bendy. And I haven't like reached that point of my sexual experimentation with that part of my sexuality. So unfortunately I don't have the badge. So yeah, but like, do it. Like, apparently I have personally not found that orgasms help with period pain, but it does seem to actually be a scientifically proven thing. So like, go for your life if it helps. For me, it just gives me a headache. But
that's fair enough.
If it helps you, go for it. The only thing is,
also, just on the flip side of that though, if you don't want to earn your Red Wings or you don't want to do anything during that time of the month, that's totally fine. Consent is sexy, y'all. Just don't. If you don't want to do that because you feel a kind of way about it, that's totally fine. But if you only think, oh, it's dirty, it's not, okay? But that is not an excuse to try and pressure somebody or let yourself be pressured into anything you don't want to do. We're here to advocate, but if that's where your line is, if that's your hard limit, that's totally fine as well. We're here to educate.
You're super horny doesn't mean you get to tell someone that they talk someone into it. Like, just because you're on your period and you're super horny doesn't mean you can. Just because you want to earn your Red Wings doesn't mean you get to talk someone into it when they're on their period. But also, if you feel like an absolute swamp goblin on your period and you have never wanted to have sex less, you are perfectly within your rights to say, I never ever want you to earn your Red Wings with me. Fuck off. Let me live in my swamp alone for a while. That's perfectly okay too.
Yeah.
And it's okay to say, you know what, I understand period sex is not dirty. I fully support others in doing, but it's just not something I'm interested in. That is perfectly okay too. All of that is okay. Consent on both sides is the one thing that is going to make sex the best for everyone. So do that
Consent
with
is sexy,
our full approval.
Yes.
The one thing about period sex, because it involves blood, if your menstruating partner or you have a bloodborne STI, so something like HIV or Hep B or C, because there is blood in, obviously, when you're menstruating, it can transfer, like that, the STI can transfer through that act. But this does assume that there is an entry point, an open wound, or something in your partner's mouth if it's oral, or if it's unprotected sex, if there's a cut of some kind or a skin tear on the penis. So, yeah, I mean, with HIV in particular, it's got to be blood to blood. It can't just, but that's in blood to blood. It would be different because HIV can spread from seminal fluid and pre-cum. So that's different with that, but we're talking about the blood from a menstruating partner. So yeah, you've got to be careful with that if you are engaging in period sex, that your partner doesn't have an entry point for the virus or the STI to enter through the mouth or the penis through cuts or anything like that.
Yeah.
So just be careful with that. But otherwise, if you know your partner's status, if you know that all of that can be safe for you and your partner, then just and you're into it and everyone's into it, go for your life, mate. There's nothing dirty about it. There's nothing shameful about it. I know that culturally there is so much shame and taboo around it, and people just treat, particularly the patriarchy, if I might say so, as a raging feminist, that they will just try to shut you up and put you in behind closed doors when you're on your period, just so they don't have to be a little bit uncomfortable about it. But we need to be slamming doors and windows open and saying, this is okay, this is what this is what everyone does. It's cool. And we don't have to be ashamed of it. We can talk about it and normalize it. Particularly we want to normalize it with men, so that they're not, cringing backwards from discussion of it. It should just be normal for them as well, because they're mothers, their sisters, their wives, if they have wives, their daughters, they're going to be engaging with every single one of those people as someone who menstruates. So just get over it, peeps. Love it. Embrace it. I mean, I hate having my period, but fuck me. I hate even more being shamed for it. So,
yes. One final caveat on this. It is not safe to have sex with a tampon or a menstrual cup in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know we've all heard the things about porn stars and sponges and da-da-da. I'll be honest with you, my internet history is abused enough. I didn't feel like putting it through that, but that's a prevalent enough rumor, I think, that we can probably say there's probably some truth in it. But you have to bear in mind that that's not necessarily best practice for them either. And, birth control to control your periods is a thing now, but it is not safe. While there is like an end to the vaginal canal, just don't do that. It's not safe. You'll hurt yourself or you'll hurt your partner. Don't do that. Menstrual discs, which are different to menstrual cups, some claim to be safe for sex. So do your research there and use your best judgment. But menstrual cups and tampons are not safe. It is always going to be better to toss down some dark towels and just let the mess happen than it is to try and not have mess and also have sex. Just, towels can be washed, sheets can be washed, skin can be washed, severely injuring yourself.
Do it in the shower.
Yeah. Severely injuring yourself, and having to go to the emergency room and be like, I have done a thing. It's not worth it, guys. Just throw some towels down.
Sure.
That is the last caveat on that. And that concludes.
And that's the end of the vaginal section.
That concludes.
We got through it.
The vaginal hygiene section. So up next, can you guess what it is, guys? It's the penis section. It's the penis hygiene. And you'll be pleased to know that while he steadfastly refuses to come and talk to us, we did in fact poll a real live penis owner for some of these things. I polled it. This is Mr. Karma. It's my husband.
We didn't poll the penis. We polled
the whole man. We polled the whole person.
Wait. Are you saying pull or poll?
Polled.
P-O?
P-O-L-L-E-D.
Okay, I thought you were saying pull. So I was going to I started making a joke and then realized it wasn't as funny as I thought it was.
Oh, no, sorry.
Sorry, everyone. I tried.
Sorry, guys. Okay, so the number one tip from Mr. Karma is when you're washing, if you're a penis owner, you have to wash it, and we'll get into that. Just be careful about getting soap in your urethral opening because it will sting and burn. Now, but this particular assigned female at birth vagina owner has never experienced that, but apparently other assigned female at birth vagina owners have. So
yes,
it's
an opening. It can get stuff in it.
Yes, just be careful. But this seems to be more prevalent with penis owners than vagina owners. But just general penis owner hygiene. And I've realized that most of our audience are women, but also I have read some fucking fanfics, y'all. I've read some shit. So I'm just going to do a speedy rundown on how to clean your bits if you have a penis. Soap and water, same deal. As the penis is not as sensitive, delicate, let's say. It doesn't have its own self-cleaning system going on. But again, I don't think they sell dick soap. But if they do, you don't need it. Just normal soap.
Probably do.
Probably.
I bet they do.
I know they sell novelty dick joke that's like a fist or a...
And it probably has like a really manly name, like rock hard soap or like...
Well, like how they have beard shampoo and like, I'm
exactly,
sure they,
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Women get to smell like scents. Men get to smell like adjectives. Extreme.
That's right, yeah.
But if you're local, wherever you buy your groceries and your health and hygiene things from, if they sell dick soap, you don't need it. All right? Just normal soap, shower gel, Ivory Springs, Dove, whatever, like it's cool,
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you wash your nuts. There's nothing worse. Mm-hmm. Just wash your nuts, people. If you're already down there washing your dick, just wash your nuts. Like, it's so easy, it's whatever. And between your butt cheeks, don't just scrub the external cheek and be like, I've cleaned my ass in the shower. In between your butt cheeks, scrub your butthole.
Your finger makes contact with your asshole, people.
Cleaning, scrubby,
Or I will
it's not gay.
be coming to reprimand you.
Dreamer's planning to rage row. She's going to rage row or she's going to walk continental.
I'm just going to come over there and start knocking on doors, assuming that you're not fingering your butt to clean your ass. So you better be prepared. You better start spreading those cheeks, I'll tell you what.
Yes.
Like, it is literally an incel thing, like a toxic masculinity thing.
It's gay to touch your butt in the shower.
Fucking gay to touch their own butthole to clean it. And that's why there is a fucking epidemic of skitties on guys' underwear, because they're just not wiping properly or cleaning properly. And this is repulsive to me, and you all need to step up your freaking game.
Yep.
Or, again, I'm going to shame you in front of your mothers.
We'll tell your mom. We'll tell your mom that she taught you how to clean yourself properly, and you're not doing it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, but, and this also does apply to people with vaginas. Clean between your butt cheeks. Clean between your butt cheeks. But we drew attention to this point in the penis hygiene section because penis owners tend to have more body hair, and just fucking scrub your asshole, guys. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Wash your butthole, So, but that's kind of like, it's pretty easy to keep a penis clean. Just be careful about the soap in your urethral opening, and wash your nuts and your butthole. That's kind of it.
Please.
Pretty please. We'll tell your mum. So, fucking fires. We'll find her. Find her on Facebook. It is always best as well to give things a quick wipe down before sex. Wet wipes are your friend. You should have wet wipes in the bedside drawer or on the dresser or in the bedroom. Just like, my children have outgrown the age where I need to carry wet wipes around with them all the time. They are well out of nappies, both of my children. My house, there's wet wipes in nearly every room of my house because they're just fucking handy, y'all. Just clean some shit,
And you will win points. The wet wipes? You will win points with partners.
The wet wipes in particular. I mean, because there's a lot of different types of wet wipes out there. So, like, what wet wipes are best?
If we're talking about penises, any kind of I think if you would use it to clean a baby when you're changing their nappy, you can use it on your penis.
Just because I'm thinking a lot have antibacterial, and I don't think
not
that's
that
necessary. Yeah, that's what I mean.
That.
There's wet wipes like that.
Cleaning.
So that's what I'm asking.
Yeah. No. Not cleaning wet wipes. Hygiene wet wipes.
Yeah.
Anything, I would also probably say, if you want your dick sucked, don't use something scented or anything or
But I will say those kind of things are fine for vagina owners as well. Again, you have to clean babies' genitals when you change.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking, when you say wet wipes, I could imagine, just Clorox.
Oh, not that, lads.
Baby. Okay, let's say baby wipes.
Baby wipes. Yeah, right. Okay, baby wipes. There are intimate, feminine wipes.
Yeah, intimate wipes. Let's go with intimate wipes.
There we go.
They're distinctly different. You see, you wouldn't use intimate wipes on a baby. You would use baby wipes. So,
well, no, that's what I'm saying. For here, maybe we should
distinguish with none of the extras in it. Just the
I'm pretty sure they're universal now. The quote unquote flushable toilet wipes.
Don't use them.
Don't flush them.
No, do not flush them. They are not flushable.
Oh, no, don't flush them. I'm not saying flush them. I'm saying don't flush them.
Okay, good.
But they would be perfect for a quick
wipe down.
Yeah. Before and after. Yeah, I won points with my last friend with benefits. He was always he was always very impressed with my little. I had tissues, I had wet wipes, I had a bottle of water. It was a full service on the bedside table.
Come for the stay for the.
Come for
I don't
the
know.
Pussy.
Yeah, no, you can say it because it's yours.
Right.
I can't.
Yeah. Come for the pussy, stay for the amenities. I don't know. How do we finish that?
Stay for the beverages.
Yeah, sure.
So because I've never dealt with babies and had to wipe a butt, like water wipes, they call them water wipes. Would those
They're
be like
fine.
a good
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
I personally think you're best off with ones that are hypoallergenic, unscented.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can find them everywhere. Like
Yeah.
Get ones that are water instead of like I think some of them you can get like oil based like oil based.
Yeah, don't do that.
Or ones that have like oil infused to make them sort of moisturizing or something. But just get water ones.
Yeah. Just baby wipes that you would use for cleaning small children when you're changing their nappy or diaper, depending on where you live in the world. That's going to be your best bet, you know? Okay. And just quick wipe down. That helps with the reduction of UTIs, which is actually, we said that earlier on and then didn't explain what it means. If you don't know what a UTI is, it's a urinary tract infection. And it just makes everyone...
the urethra.
Yes, just in the urethra. And it's not great. And it makes it burn when you pee and nobody's having a good time.
No.
You want to avoid this if possible.
Yes.
But just that quick wipe down, you know, keep them on the bedside table, in the bedside drawer with the fun stuff, on the dresser, wherever, you know. And it just makes everyone just feel a little bit fresher and a little bit more comfortable. And it's just, it can help with that kind of spontaneous, hey, do you want to bang? You know, without, okay, I'm going to fucking go get in the shower and just, you know, just, that's kind of it.
I mean, ideally you would shower beforehand, or, you know, if not, give your bits a quick rinse in a sink or a basin, whatever you call them, in the sink. But you know, if you can't, then a wet wipe
it's more spontaneous and it just kind of happens. You've got the stuff there to do it. Yeah,
exactly.
That's it. We are a huge fan of planned sex and also spontaneous sex. Prepare for both.
Yes,
prepare for both. Special mention if the penis owner in question is uncircumcised. Now, me and Dreamer actually ummed and ahed about this, but I was like, a lot of our listeners are American and may not actually have encountered a uncircumcised penis before, whereas that uncircumcised is very much the norm in the UK and I believe in Australia as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. We tend to leave our babies' genitals alone. No judgment. A lot of fucking judgment.
A lot of judgment.
Stop it. Yes.
Please.
But if the penis owner in question, the partner with a penis, I'm going to call it that, the partner with a penis, when they are cleaning up, they are going to need to fully retract the foreskin to wash the glans, which is the head of the penis, and behind the flare of the glans, which is, what the fuck did they call it? What is it? The neck of the shaft?
The corona, the neck.
Corona, the neck of the shaft.
Behind, the neck is behind, it's like the little, it's like the fuck me. It's the top of the shaft where the
shaft meets the head.
The head starts. Yeah, the shaft meets the head. Yeah.
So if a person is uncircumcised, when they retract their foreskin, that is sort of where the foreskin will sit. It will expose the head and it will sit behind that ridge. I think everyone knows what the bit behind the flare of the glans of the penis is. So obviously that's where the foreskin sits when it's retracted. So you need to be pulling the foreskin back. So you need to be cleaning the glans, but you do need to be cleaning behind that ridge because that is, and she's going to say the word, I am going to fucking say it. That is where you can get a build-up of
magma.
There we go. So you just need to be aware. Like, again, we are aware that most of our listeners are predominantly female or assigned female at birth. But if you are writing a scene and you're going to have the partner with a penis washing up and you're writing them uncircumcised, it's just worth bearing in mind that there is an additional step that needs to be taken. And for what it's worth, me and Dreamer did look into this, and you say the word, I'm not saying it.
Smegma
is normal. It's a perfectly normal.
Is it better if I sing song it?
Yes, it's much better. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Because I can say it like smegma.
Please don't do that. That's like horrendous. Stop that.
But I mean, that's a thing that happens. If with women
it's
too,
also
can happen in women.
Yes, with vulvas. Yes,
it can happen.
Smegma is also a phenomenon.
It just depends how your body's built. It's a thing, and what's happening and what's going on down there. So
absolutely.
If you're aware of your body, you'll know what you need to do to clean it. Yeah.
But I think it's less talked about in women.
Yeah, of course
people,
it is.
people with vaginas.
Yeah, of course.
But it can happen with people in vaginas, and again, just cleaning and things like that. But specifically for uncircumcised, and also because the natural state of an uncircumcised penis is that the foreskin covers the head. So someone with an uncircumcised penis goes to the bathroom. We know how guys are when it comes to cleaning after the bathroom anyway. So that foreskin can trap moisture and bacteria and things like that. So that is one of the reasons also that we recommend just a quick wipe down before you're going to fool around, because I'm sure there are some guys out there that like dab the end of it when they're done, but there's a fucking lot more that don't. So, yes.
With a bit of toilet paper, obviously, not just the hand.
Not on the fucking curtains. Don't wipe your cock up on the curtains, fucking hell. Also, just as an aside to that, condom use is slightly different for uncircumcised penis owners as well. So you need to retract the foreskin before you start putting the condom on, and don't forget to pinch the tip before you start rolling it down. And make sure it's not inside out as well.
Don't touch the condom to the tip of the penis until you know which way it needs to roll. Otherwise, you may end up with pre-cum on the wrong side of the condom, and pre-cum can contain seminal fluid. So that's kind of negating the whole point. Yeah, just be careful.
Yes, but you do need to retract the foreskin over the head of the penis before you start putting the condom on. Otherwise, it don't work that great. But, you know, like, I'm sure most people with penises know this, but I would say maybe some people with vaginas do not know this, because my personal opinion is that it shouldn't be flaccid when it gets to me. Whatever you need to do with it, it should already have happened before I lay hands on it. So that is not my job, unfortunately. If a condom needs to be involved,
I love a soft
that's
penis.
Yours. I've grown out of that. I've grown out of that as I got older, but condoms are just, that's just not my job. Maybe I'm outing myself as a shitty sex partner here. That's his job. That's not my job. It's your job.
It's just a preference. It's just a preference.
If I had to prep,
should we explain what smegma is?
Do we have to?
Or like what it looks like?
If you don't know what that is, drop it in the comments and we will explain it to you in the comments. Okay?
But that is Kasey refusing to do it live.
That is Kasey refusing to do it live. I don't. I've had to go through a lot. No, it is a buildup of skin, dead skin cells, and oil, and
you just said you didn't want to explain it.
Yeah, but now I feel guilty. Now I feel guilty for not.
It's thick and whitish and gets described as kind of cheesy, which is revolting as a comparison, but that's
ruining cheese out there for people.
It has a strong smell. But you know what? It's just a natural production of the body. Our bodies make some really freaking weird smells and fluids, and this is just another one of them. Again, vagina havers, vulva havers are going to produce it as well, between the folds of skin, not from. I don't think it comes from inside the vagina, does it? No, it's from.
No, it's from the skin and the moisture and the shed skin cells and oils
around
and things
the
in your
clitoral
skin.
area, like between the labia and it's not something to be ashamed of, but it is unpleasant to encounter. Say if you're going down on someone, which is another reason it's super important to stay as clean as you can, even if it's just with a quick wet wipe, clean.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know it's joked about and stuff too, but I think sometimes I remember this being like a big thing, but like get a mirror and like take a look at what's going on down there, you know, like on your body, like be okay with understanding that everybody's body looks and works differently. So it's good it's good to see what's going on down there, what others will see, basically, you know, it kind of helps.
Yeah.
That is excellent advice. The one time you should not do that is in the first few weeks after you have had a child, especially if you have had a vaginal birth. Don't do that. You will upset yourself.
No,
don't do that.
I'm hoping that would just be a thing that as you're getting more comfortable with your body, just in general.
Yeah, from what I understand, a lot of people who have given birth cannot help themselves, and they do.
No, unfortunately, no. You see, what had happened was I had asked my husband, who had seen me give birth, and I was like, "Does it all look the same down there?" And he went, yeah, of course. It fucking did not.
Oh,
it
bless it.
did not. And he was obviously, maybe it does look the same to him. I don't know. But it didn't look the fucking same to me. And I was like, you lied. And he was like, no, it's the same. It looks the same. And I was like, it doesn't. And like, ruined is not a word I would use because I think that's horribly misogynistic. But it looks different after you've had a baby.
It was a little rearranged.
Just a little bit different. Yeah. Just a little bit different. And it goes back to, sometimes it will go back completely to normal. Sometimes it will always just be a little bit rearranged. But it's just don't look in those first few weeks. Let it heal and settle and then have a look. Because you may end up like me crying in the bathroom. So just PSA. But on the whole, that is excellent advice. Have a look. Just investigate yourself.
Yeah.
If you're bendy enough, get up close and personal. Maybe you can be like Marilyn Manson.
It's about knowing your body.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And actually, I've just thought of something that we forgot to mention in the vaginal section, Dreamer. Whoops. Sorry, we worked on this for fucking like a good week.
That's okay.
Discharge. It's normal. It's normal. It's normal.
Yeah, I think
normal.
I did mention that.
It was just because it came into my head afterwards. It was a fucking trend. Yeah, but it might have been around the time that the kids were eating Tide Pods. But it was a trend that like checking your underwear, and if there was any discharge, you were dirty and you weren't clean.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was like, there was a lot of like women my age going, sweetie, that's how it's supposed to look. And yes, it can bleach your underwear and it's fucking normal. Okay.
Yep.
It's not dirty. Discharge is not a sign of having had sex recently. Whatever your high school boyfriend wants to fucking tell you. It has nothing to do with that. It is, again,
you're going to have more discharge in the middle of your menstrual cycle, like about 2 weeks after having your period.
And that's all to do with ovulation and hormones and yada yada yada.
But you can have discharge at any point ever.
Yep. And the reason for it, without getting too scientific, is it is a closed system in there. It's the only place for, like, when we talk about it being a self-cleaning system, the only place for anything that is removed and replaced is out. It doesn't get reabsorbed into your body or anything like that. Much like the blood when you have your period is the shedding of your uterine lining. It has to come out. It cannot go anywhere else.
Yeah.
But it's not dirty. It's not a sign of uncleanliness. It's not a sign that someone has had sex recently. It's perfectly fucking normal. Staining your underwear is perfectly fucking normal. It's nothing to be ashamed
and
or
in fact,
embarrassed
the staining of your underwear has to do again with the pH balance, and it can be a genetic thing. Like some people have more acidic, some people have less, which is more likely to stain or not stain underwear, or bleach or not bleach underwear. Like it's normal. Like, again, your only real concern is if something suddenly changes, or if you've got really strong smelling or unusual,
it's painful
for you,
or itchy
colors,
or irritated,
color, discharge, or exactly. Yeah. Discharge,
so,
normal.
Totally normal. Yeah. So I just wanted to, that was banging around my head and I was like, I need to get that out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good thinking.
Yes. So smegma, normal.
Oh, you said it. Oh, I'm so proud of you.
I said it.
Oh,
normal.
I'm so proud.
But like clean,
clean it up if you can.
Like sweating is normal, but we shower so we don't smell like sweat, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oil buildup in your hair is normal, but you wash your hair so it's not greasy. It's perfectly normal.
Sometimes.
Just wash it up. Sometimes we are swamp goblins and we're doing what we can with that.
Exactly.
But overall, totally normal. And I think as a person with a penis, not me, I'm not a person with a penis, unfortunately. But I feel like if you are a person with a penis, wouldn't you just feel a little bit like more comfortable if you just gave everything a quick wipe down or a quick wash off in the sink, and then you're like, I'm clean for my partner. So just get in the habit of it, Baby wipes on the side. And then from there, just like we did with vaginas, scent and taste of penises. Do you want to take this one, Dee, because you wrote all this?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Well, the first point was like with vaginas in fic. We all fall prey. I mean, I was going to say I keep calling myself a slasher because that's what it used to be called when I first got into fic. What is it called these days? Just like MM? Is that what you call
I think
it?
so.
Like
it's more,
slash fic, MM fic?
Yeah. I think slash fic still
okay.
holds up. I think most people know what you mean when you say
okay.
slash fic. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, slashers are going to fall prey to the same sort of sanitization in fic as het writers or, reader insert, that sort of thing.
I need you to read what you wrote, please. I need you to read out loud what you wrote.
All right. Just like with het fic, slashers fall prey to the delicious D sanitization as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love the delicious D. We want it to taste like honey. We want it to smell like roses. But it doesn't. It smells like dick and balls. And if it's unwashed dick and balls, it's going to smell like unwashed dick and balls. You're going to have, vaginas have lots of folds of skin. Balls
also have lots of
folds
like of skin.
There's
not so much folds.
There's more room for sweat, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because if you've smelt a lot of balls, they have a pretty distinct, like unwashed balls smell.
Yes,
distinct.
Yes,
I don't really know how to say it any better than that. But yeah, so there's going to be that salt from skin and just sweat. But also, if they're particularly unwashed, there's going to be the body odor smell. But there's also, that masculine sort of musky smell. I don't really know how to describe that smell. It's just like and if they're unwashed, it's going to be a heavy musky smell. But also, there's if the penis haver is not a dabber with
toilet paper, not curtains,
with that bit of toilet paper, yeah. If you don't dab, there's likely going to be a urine or ammonia smell. But also, I think most people have heard of what do they say? If guys will shake it off, right, once they've finished peeing, but there's always that last drop or dribble that ends up in their pants. Mm-hmm. Something, I don't know what it is. Something about the muscle relaxing. I don't know.
I checked this.
Yeah, so
I checked this with the real life penis haver, aka my husband, and he was like, "Yeah, sometimes." So that is also confirmed. We double checked that.
I've never seen that discussion happen and seen any penis haver disagree with that. So
yeah, it's a weird muscular system and nerve system.
Well, you know what I've heard? I've heard that if you stroke a finger up the taint behind the balls, apparently that coaxes out the last dribble. And so you don't have that issue.
In the privacy, if you're comfortable stroking your taint in public, you stroke your taint, babes. We are not here to judge. But also, if you're curious about that and want to test it out in your own home, please report back your findings. Because I'm going to go downstairs and go, babe, next time you go for a pace, can you just run a finger at your taint and let me know if it coaxes that last dribble of pee out?
I think it's got to be a firm finger, to sort of, I don't know. Maybe Google that and report back.
No, don't Google it. Just try it. I want to know. Going blind for science.
Oh, God. Okay, so that's the scent and taste of unwashed dicks and balls. Or, maybe milder for actual washed ones. Although, no, I'll go with so uncircumcised dicks. By nature, they're going to have a stronger smell because that moisture and warmth that we mentioned with the just general unwashed or general dicks and balls, that's going to get trapped under the foreskin. Anywhere that there's moisture and warmth trapped somewhere, there's going to be bacterial growth. That doesn't mean it's dirty, and it doesn't justify mutilation of baby parts. Kids learn to wash their dicks. Parents, they teach them. If their parents haven't taught them, that's the parents' fault.
Actually, can I just pop in a real quick PSA here in case you are the owner of a new assigned male at birth child? Just leave it alone. All right, it is adhered for the first 3 to 5 years. Yeah. Do not retract the foreskin of a baby boy because you will do damage. It is not designed to, which inherently makes the lie that circumcised babies are easier to clean and take care of. That is a lie because it is literally adhered. The foreskin is adhered to the glands of the penis. Nothing can get in there. All right. So just a quick PSA, if you are the new owner, if you are an experienced owner of boy children, you are already aware of this, I would hope. But if you are the new owner of a boy child, just leave it alone. You literally don't need to retract it or do anything with it. Just clean it as if it was just normal skin, okay? But also, leave it alone in general. Don't mutilate your children's genitals. Don't do that.
Yeah. You're not doing it to your baby girls. Like, it would be a fuck of a lot easier to clean vulva without, all those lips in the way.
Yeah.
But you don't see anyone suggesting that except for, female genital mutilation, which we're fucking judging hard as well.
100%.
But yeah, like just because there's, that being prone to the stronger smell or, the bacteria and stuff does not mean, doesn't mean anything. Like no one's going around writing, like signing checks with their uncircumcised dick, like it's staying in their pants unless they're playing with it or engaging it with someone else, and they can clean it first. Like, just relax about it.
Yeah. Bodies, I feel like bodies inherently are so gross. Even if you remove the genitalia from the equation, we're fucking disgusting animals. Disgusting. All right?
Yeah.
So it's weird to get your knickers in a twist over the genitals when you think like sweat is gross. I put like my sweat and my greasy hair, like in general, this is how I feel about me. I feel gross when my hair needs washing. I feel gross when I'm sweaty. I feel gross when my skin is oily.
Look, when the weather's cold, your nose starts running and you get snot all over your face. Like, that's gross. Like, we just have gross things coming out of our bodies constantly.
The whole sinus system is terribly, terribly designed and gross. My eyes water when I yawn, which is like, that's normal. But you know what happens when your eyes water? Your nose fucking runs. So I'll be yawning in bed and then I have to get up to blow my fucking nose. That's
you know what happens
bullshit.
to me when I eat? When I eat, my nose runs.
What? Why?
Like, well, apparently it's just a thing that happens to some people. But some people, it's really bad. Like, they will be sitting at a restaurant. Like, this is just their daily life. They'll be sitting to a meal. They'll be eating their food and their nose is just running down their face.
Oh,
like, I have it far more mildly than that. But it's annoying enough that I have to, like, generally have to blow my nose after having a meal. It's annoying. Like, and why? Like, that just seems unreasonable to me. But, at least I've got it mildly. Other people, I feel for them. But just stupid things our bodies are doing.
Icky.
I mean,
in general,
yeah.
icky.
But also we can clean them. And we can clean them before we, get down and dirty in a fun way with, well, not always a fun way, with other people. So just enjoy. I will say, the cleanest dick I ever came across was a circumcised one, which was super novel for me.
You're ruining the point here, babe.
I know, but like it was like fresh off the conveyor belt at the factory or something. It was like it tasted of nothing. It was really weird. Like it was like he just took a shower in his car before walking into my house.
Oh my
goodness.
That's incredible.
Really interesting.
That's incredible.
I know, yeah. Sorry, that just popped into my mind.
To avoid you feeling uncomfortable now, my husband is very much he very much prefers to take a full shower before sex. That just makes him the most comfortable, and that's totally fine. So I have a lot of experience with penises that are very, very not penises, a penis that is exceptionally squeaky clean. Exceptionally squeaky clean.
Oh goodness.
So you don't have to chime in, Sandra. Don't worry about it.
I do want to say, in the interest of realism, the fact is that if you don't wash a penis before you have it in your mouth, it's going to taste like pee. It's going to taste like sweat and salt. Mm-hmm. It's going to taste like those things. And I will also say, I think and I say this as someone who is obviously personally not part of the gay male community, I think it is more of a kink or at least something that's more not like acceptable is not quite the word I'm going for, but like maybe it is sort of anyway, it's like the taste and the strong taste and smell of a male is what they're looking for, And so it's not necessarily going to bother them. It's the same with rimming. Like I've looked up on personal forums and that sort of thing for research of my own fix before. The natural smell and taste without the hygiene cleaning thoroughly that we are discussing here is something that really appeals to them. And like, more power to them, go for it. We're obviously talking about the full sanitization here, but I mean, you've got to know your partner, obviously, to know whether they want to taste a day's worth of
sweat.
Exactly, or undabbed pee on the end of your dick, or on your vagina or vulva, excuse me. But yeah, no, that's it's not going to put everyone off. It's going to be a kink for some. It's going to be perfectly natural to others. It's and I mean, I personally love fix where there is that absolute gritty, dirty nastiness where they just don't care, or it's made a point of, and that's part of what makes it hot for them. I love that sort of thing. But I also love fix where all of this is taken into account. The cleaning, the discussion between them, where it's like there's the discussion of, I suppose we'll get into this later anyway.
We'll get into like we said before, just quick sink rinse or just baby wipes is just going to make it better for everybody around if that is your comfort. But if you prefer it to be that sort of more natural musk and scent, like scent, taste, musk, masculine, if you prefer, masculine is not the right word, I apologize. If you prefer the natural scent of, penis, genitals, that's totally cool as well. We're not saying everything must be sanitized. We're just saying these are things that are normal and natural. Yeah. I have a bit of a problem in fic when, especially the kind of trope where they've had a really bad hunt and they just have to fuck right now. And so they'll be covered in like filth or blood or ick. And then it'll be like, oh my God, your dick tastes so good. No, it tastes yucky. You can enjoy the taste of it.
Unless that is the good taste to them. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, it can. You can enjoy the taste, but let's not pretend that it's like. Let's not pretend it doesn't.
Let's not pretend it's honey and roses.
Yeah, let's not pretend that it doesn't taste like a dick that's covered in blood or dirt or ick.
I think the whole point of it is that we're literally talking about the hygiene aspect of it. So that's kind of like why we're doing this part of it. So again, that's
and if that is and if that is the thing you're into, that is the one you want to make doubly sure your partner is also into, because I don't think anyone's going to complain about clean genitals, but you're far more likely to get a partner who is not into unclean genitals.
It's the communication. It's the communication aspect of it. Yeah.
That's it. And that's
on the side of washing your dick and vulva.
I think that's a good one. Err on the side of keeping things clean. And if your partner has other preferences, you can talk about it. But
exactly,
err on the side of being good. We're not talking like bleach wipes or anything. Just general cleanliness and hygiene.
I'm sorry, when you said wet wipes, I'm like, we've got to talk about this because I know some people are just gonna be like, what? So
I read those. I really like those like autobiographies, from like doctors and nurses and like ambulance workers.
Yeah,
and I've been on the internet, so I've seen the stories from doctors who have had assigned female at birth. People come in and be like, it hurts down there, and you find out they've been like douching with bleach, because they had a yeast infection or something, and now they have horrific chemical burns.
It's a shame. It's a shame when you don't have the information, the knowledge.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
We're not medical professionals. PSA.
We are not. No. We are not medical professionals, but we are people.
But we are privileged enough to have
thoroughly researching
some basic knowledge that we can avoid those sorts of mistakes and share the knowledge with others.
Yes,
absolutely.
And I think that's what it comes down to. That's fact versus fiction is about like putting a light on those more sanitized areas of fanfic, but also normalizing this kind of stuff,
Yeah, making it comfortable. Because I mean, like I said, I'm a 50-year-old woman. I can't say that I've always been comfortable, talking or thinking about these things. Like you have to, it's different generational stuff, and however anybody gets it. But if you can get the information and knowledge earlier, that's great. My husband was so funny one day. He's like, I think it was actually this week. He's like, did your mom ever have like the sex talk with you? And I looked at him. I said, are you kidding me? It's like, that never happened. It was just like, it doesn't, if you don't know where to look or you get the wrong information. And we've talked about this before, fact versus fiction. Fan fiction can be very idealized, can be very, if I don't know about it, I'm just going to write what I think it is. And this is kind of like just putting it all out there. So I think, making people comfortable, wanting to communicate about it, talk about it with their partner, all good things. Nothing bad can come from this. I will say the one thing is that if anybody's thinking, if we ever mention a certain product or a store, we are by no means saying this is a promotion.
We are not endorsing anything. Yeah. Disclaimer the second. We are not endorsing products or companies. I will say, actually, while I would not ever recommend giving an episode of FVF to a prepubescent or pubescent child, I mean, like, here, learn about sex. Coming and doing this and talking about it and being open and, calling stuff what it is, I actually found really helpful in talking to my child about sex and things like that, because you can't wait for them to come to you, because you have to be proactive in the conversations. Yeah. So the way I present it here, and like, it's serious, but I'm flippant about it. I'm able to transfer that to the way I talk to my kids, and I make it not scary for them. Like, yes, it's awkward. Yes, it's embarrassing. Yes, my preteen does not want to talk about puberty with me because I'm his mother, and he'd rather die. I'd rather die, but one of us has to fucking talk about it, and it's got to be me because I'm the grown up,
But you're making him feel like it's okay then when something does happen. I have, I have this freedom. I have this person
Safe
I can
place.
talk to, and that's important, because if generationally, if you can never, if, like my mom wasn't told or taught anything, and so she didn't do that with me, and so I just, being open and willing to have a conversation, because I think if you can have a conversation with friends, you feel more comfortable, even then having a conversation with your partner that you might not always have felt comfortable about. So I think all of this is beneficial for lots of reasons.
And you know what, as well, even if you don't want to talk to your friends, or you should be talking to your partner, but even if you don't want to discuss some of this stuff with people in your life, you should know your body, know what your normal, what your baseline is, what feels good, what doesn't feel good,
and what to expect from partners too.
Yeah, you are your best advocate. So if you know yourself, you are going to make sure, like, we are not out here for pull me 90 down when you're done, male focused sex. I'm sorry, we're not.
Yeah.
Fuck the patriarchy. You get yours, girl. Or boy, whatever. Yeah. So, yeah.
Everyone involved in the situation should come out of it satisfied.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the goal. But back to the dicks. We're nearly done with the dicks, so stick with us.
We're nearly done.
We're nearly done. But then we're moving on
back
to somewhere
scent and taste.
far more exciting. Yeah. So, again, poor Dreamer's internet history. Pray for Dreamer's internet history. It's having a bit of a meltdown somewhere. Lots of prayers for Dreamer's laptop. So the scent and taste of pre-cum and semen. So pre-cum, pre-ejaculate, is the fluid that is released. So, like, that doesn't sound like the right word, but that is the fluid that is released when a penis owning person is aroused. It is not the same as ejaculate. So ejaculate is colloquially cum, jizz, spunk, whatever. That is the ejaculate. What is
bath?
Ejaculated.
Spoof. We were talking about this beforehand.
Spoof.
And about horrible words.
It's disgusting. But that
semen.
Semen is actually the fluid. It's seminal fluid, isn't it? So semen is the fluid. But yeah. So pre-ejaculate.
Sperm are the little swimmers that are in the semen.
Please don't, because that really, really upsets me. And
I
try.
just hate reading fics where they say sperm when they mean semen. Like,
I
'cause all
really,
can
I
picture-
hate.
Yeah, no, it's
I hate when they call pre-cum cum. But it's not, babes. It's not.
Yeah.
It's different.
yeah.
It's different. But yes, they are different. I'm sure pre-ejaculate or pre-cum has something to do with lubrication and things like that. But it's different to cum, semen, ejaculate, spaff, spunk, jizz.
Well, because it's
in the
clear.
comments.
It's clear, right? I mean,
Yes.
so it's clear.
Yes,
it's different.
it's clear.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's different. It's
Yeah.
different.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I've always, in my experience, it's clear, yeah, but I've read a lot of fics where where the fics would disagree. So
Okay.
I don't know
I
if
feel like-
I don't know if that's different people's lived experiences or if
Yeah,
it's
I mean, it could
some
be.
ignorance on the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So that confuses me sometimes.
Mhm, mhm.
Hmm. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's okay.
But it could be the same as like, I mean, I've seen porn, right? Big shock.
What they'll use. Yeah.
Some people have like a more clear sort of like maybe like a sort of cloudy ejaculate, and some
Like
have
it's
it
not
like
properly
it's
mixed.
like pure white. Yeah, well, yeah. And sometimes it's like pure white, like they're painting with milk, with cream or something, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe it's like that, just
Yeah.
Not-
different depending
yes.
on the person.
In much the same way that all vaginas and vulvas are different and all penises
Yeah.
and testicles are different. There are common
Fluids are
themes
different.
in
Yeah.
ejaculate and pre-ejaculate, but they can differ from person to person. And that does include,
That sounds right.
consistency, colour, amount, and
Taste,
also smell and taste. I'm going to haul us back on track, ladies.
There
Good
we
Christ.
go.
Oh, yes.
There we go. There we
Now,
go.
Dreamer
Please do.
looked this up, and I have feelings on this, right? So I'm going to take the lead on this one. Dreamer, according
Go
to
for it.
Dreamer, the internet says that she wrote jizz, so I'm going to say jizz. The internet says jizz tastes like bleach/chlorine, and that pre-cum is sweet. And I yelled about that for a little while because that is not my experience. Go, yes, go.
Let me just say, I have had these results numerous times over a number of years. Like when I've been doing research for fics, or just because I've read something online, not necessarily a fic, just an article or something, and I've been like, what? And I've looked it up, and so I've seen these the results are consistent, and they say this is what they say. I like Kasey.
Why?
I can't vouch for the bleach chlorine taste smell. I have zero association between the two. I said to Kasey that I really wish I had some bleach or chlorine cleaning products in my house so that I could, not stick my face in and inhale, but like get a whiff of it to try to see what people say.
Wait, stop.
I don't know how you would know.
Chlorine. No, sorry, I have the autism. Just real quick.
Okay.
Sorry. Chlorine
Go.
is odorless and scentless. Chlorine doesn't smell like anything. The smell you associate with chlorine from the swimming pool is what happens when ammonia is mixed with chlorine, because people are all right.
It's like pool water.
Babies go in pools and babies don't
Yeah.
have control over when they pee. But some people are icky and pee in the pool also. But that chlorine smell is from ammonia mixing with chlorine in the swimming pool.
No.
Chlorine
Really?
itself is odorless. Yes.
So anytime you you think of the smell of a swimming pool, that's from the pee mixing with the chlorine?
Yes.
Is there other stuff that's being added with the chlorine for like cleaning it though? That's like, are they adding ammonia to it or something else?
No, they don't. No, because when you mix chlorine and ammonia, it makes a really dangerous, like in the right concentration, it makes a really dangerous
Mustard
gas.
gas or something?
You can pass out if you're cleaning like in a bathroom.
It's a
if
very
you don't have,
dangerous.
like, windows open and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, I think mustard gas is the colloquial term for it. It was like hydrochlorine gas, something like that.
Acid or something.
Yeah, but it's very, very dangerous. That's why they say you must not mix chlorine, bleach based cleaning products,
Bleach
and ammonia
vinegar or something.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. But it is.
Anyway, back to jizz.
they do mix other things into the pool water to clean it and try and keep it sanitary. But that distinctive swimming pool smell that we can all, you can all conjure it up now. That is the direct result.
Beloved memory of my childhood.
Sorry, friend. That is the result of ammonia from urine mixing with the chlorine in the water. Chlorine itself is odorless.
So then is that the reason why people are saying jizz tastes like ammonia? Because I'm so confused because I
think it must be the ammonia that people are confusing with the chlorine.
Okay.
Because I did see the word ammonia when I was Googling, but I only put down bleach and chlorine.
Okay.
But yeah, the bleach I just cannot fathom.
It's worth considering as well that penis owning people, there's only one tube. Like it separates at the end, but there's not, like, because I feel like this is a high school boyfriend myth as well, that there's two tubes.
Oh yeah.
One for pee and one for cum, and that
makes more sense. Yeah.
That is not true. Yeah, you think again, bodies, terrible design. That's not true. It is it's just one tube. So,
well, that's a great point. Yeah. It's gonna come down with the urine.
Yeah.
There's going to be traces of residue
somewhere of that. Yeah.
So actually, maybe that is why people say, like that chlorine ammonia smell. But I feel very, very good that all three of us went, fucking what? Because when she said that to me, I was like, what? What the fuck? Have I been sleeping with the wrong dicks? What is happening? Are they supposed to smell like that?
But I've got to put a request out. If anyone's listening that has the experience of jizz tasting or smelling like bleach, please comment or on the Discord or on YouTube, anywhere you
email us. We'll keep you anonymous.
Email, or on Tumblr or anything.
Just sounds like there might be a confusion about
what
it is that they're again, if this is being kind of used interchangeably and it's just the wrong description for it.
Maybe. But I would love to.
I don't know how you would know
if anyone actually
like if you're tasting bleach that you're having a lot of other
problem.
issues.
I assume it's like an association with the smell crossing over into taste.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Anyway. Yeah. But yeah, the pre-cum being sweet, I can't say I've ever made that association either. If anything, it's like just sort of a fainter taste of the same sort of taste as semen itself, but just fainter, dulled down. Like it's like a nothing taste, or it's just a inoffensive.
It's more like an essence
or smell.
Yeah,
it's more like if cum tastes of something, pre-cum is more like an essence of that. If that makes sense.
It's like the notes.
just the notes
of semen. Yeah.
It's just like a waft on the breeze.
Yeah. But we have traded stories, and none of us can corroborate that experience.
But it is a prevailing opinion. So I can't dismiss it out of hand.
Right.
Yeah. So we are only three people. So yeah, we're not going to dismiss that out of hand, but if that is your experience, please just let us know, because I just have a few questions. That's all. Like just a couple.
Number one, does your partner drink bleach?
But that leads us on to...
Do you use Clorox wipes to clean your penis?
Washing your dick with Clorox.
That's where I was going with that too. I was like, okay, yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. But that does lead us on to the next thing, and this is an internet lie. This is a lie. If you drink or eat fruit or fruit juices, pineapple seems to be a really popular one, but generally, just if you consume a lot of fruit or fruit juice, or your diet is generally Sam Winchester. Oh, your jizz is going to taste so good. It's going to taste so sweet. It's going to be so good, man. They're going to be queuing up to suck your dick. Lies. That is lies.
Naughty, bad, no, myth.
That your diet can affect the taste, but it is much more generalized. It is not like... I'm going to quote Dreamer directly here because it's so Australian and I love it. Diet can affect taste, but in a more generalized diet sense, not just chugging fruit juice before a blowy. The patriarchy strikes again. The patriarchy strikes again.
I mean, if you've got a horrible diet, you're going to get a sense of that at least somewhat in the taste of ejaculate. If you've got a great healthy diet, like everything about your body is going to be a little bit healthier. But just like, I think it was like, must have been like 10, 15 years ago that pineapple juice thing was most at its most sort of trendy, and just drinking some pineapple juice or even chugging a liter of it before someone goes down on you, no. And that was a myth for people with vaginas and penises. It was it wasn't gender specific, that one. But no, not for anyone. Semen has evolved over many, many thousands of years to carry sperm in a really, really delicate way as to deliver
and also,
it to the egg.
It's worth it's
like
worth
a
bearing
really
in mind.
fine balance.
It is very finely tuned, because it's worth bearing in mind. If you are a vagina owner, your vagina is very, very toxic to sperm, which I feel is an evolutionary problem. But the environment within a vagina is toxic. Like, it's acidic, it's toxic. There's like, it's kind of like the call's coming from inside the house a little bit. Like, the body's going, we must breed, and the vagina's going, the fuck you will. No. So seminal fluids are very, very finely balanced to protect the sperm cells and, enable them to swim as efficiently as possible and protect them from the dangerous environments. And, it's very finely tuned. You cannot have that much of an impact on it, even if you drink 5 fucking liters of pineapple juice a day. Don't. You will shit your brains out. Don't do that. You'll turn inside out, right? So if you're like, if I just drink,
it might end up being like an effective prophylactic, because you won't be having sex while you're shitting your brains out. Well, I mean, unless that's what you're into, but we're not kink shaming you, but no, it's not going to be great for baby making. That's all we're saying. It's such a specific chemical makeup that you can't alter it that much before it becomes not what it is. So
very, very finely tuned. I am going to tell on myself here. Wouldn't that be nice if you could just
like pineapple juice? Holy shit!
Oh, not pineapple juice, but like, wouldn't it be nice if you could impact the taste of it? But I'm going to tell on myself now, because me and Dreamer were wrapping this up last night, and I had the idle thought, and maybe some of you out there have also had this idle thought, or maybe I'm an autistic weirdo. But I was like, what if it tastes bad in the same way that chili peppers evolved to taste bad to mammals so we wouldn't eat them? The capsaicin, is it? Whatever, some capsaicin, I think, something like that. Birds have no sense, like the birds can't sense it. They have no like sensory whatever, so it doesn't affect birds. So they can eat the chili peppers and distribute the seeds, and all's grand for the chili pepper plant. But mammals can. So peppers evolved to be spicier and spicier to deter mammals from eating them. And this is a common thing in evolution. But I said to Dreamer, I was like, what if it's an evolutionary thing? Because that's not where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, so it doesn't go to waste, and it's used for what it needs to, which is to
Obviously, you don't make babies with oral sex. So what if it's evolutionary? What if it's an oral sex deterrent? Because that's not how babies were made. And we looked it up, and unfortunately, it's nothing that cool. It's not just all to do with the very, very specific balance and makeup of seminal fluids. But wouldn't that be cool if it was, though, guys? Would that not be cool?
Funny. Yeah.
If it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'll tell on myself, because I had a lot of fun looking that up. I had a lot of fun. And Dreamer was like, oh, maybe though. But then we looked at it, it wasn't. I mean, like, it tracks though. It do track, but evolution totally does. Is weird. So we've kind of touched on it, but me and Dreamer corroborate that it's salty. The taste of ejaculate is salty and bitter in varying levels. Sometimes it's fully ick. Sometimes it's not. I'll hold my hand up and say I'm not personally a fan of it. I'd really rather not have to taste it. But also, I've been married for 10 years, so fuck it. I don't have anybody to impress. I'm married for a decade.
I've straight up gagged on it before, and sometimes it's just not an issue. So I don't know what makes it. Yeah, but again, different for everyone. It's different from everyone. It's
As much as oh god, what is the microbiome of the vagina is unique and distinct to each person, and it comes with a, there's common like sense and taste, but everybody's a little bit different. It's exactly the same for ejaculate. Everybody's a little bit different. So if you're writing a fic and you stay with like salty, that's a pretty safe bet,
Yeah.
But that is not to say, just because me and Dreamer feel that way, and I won't make Sandra out her feelings if she doesn't want to, but that is not to say that there aren't people out there that are really fucking into the taste of it.
Oh no,
really,
I have
really
no
into
doubt
it.
there are. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and just
I'm not sitting here.
Just because some people don't like it doesn't mean it's bad. Like it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. That's what it's what it's meant to taste like. It's allowed to taste that way. It doesn't mean we have to like it, or it's just it is what it is.
In much the same way that if you are a vagina owner, your partner doesn't have to like the way you taste. They're not allowed to shame you for it, but it doesn't have to be their favorite thing. That's what it comes down to.
I hid my gag perfectly well. My partner did not notice. Like, I'm not going to make an issue of it.
No, see, I've got to the point in my marriage now where I can go, don't come in my mouth. And it's, it's fine. But that comes
You should always be able to say that. It shouldn't take 10 years of marriage. Yes, you should.
No, you absolutely should. But what I mean is, when we've not been dating a year, I'm not still trying to impress him by look how cool I am, because I'm too old for that shit now. But you should absolutely, you should always, and if you don't listen to your partner when they say don't come in my mouth, you suck. Fuck you.
Yep.
Have a word with yourself.
Yep.
Always. Yep. Yes. But
in fan fiction, allowed to be a kink. Or in real life, it's allowed to be a kink as long as it's consented to beforehand. But otherwise, nah.
But I'm not like, sometimes I will pick things up out of fics, like the whole blood and gore and, oh my God, your dick tastes so good. No, it tastes like blood and gore. This is not one of the things I'm picking up when you read male fics or het fics, and they're like, oh my God, you taste so good. Your cum tastes so good. Like people are into that, and that's totally fine. I'm not one of them, but I'm not going to I'm not going to yucking anybody's yum. I'm not yucking anybody's yum. You are totally allowed to be. Alrighty, so this is the one you've all been waiting for, guys. You've all been like, I fucking know what to do with a penis and a vagina. Tell me about the ass. All right.
Well, for those of you that didn't, now you know. Now you've got plenty of information. So there could be some people that don't. So yes.
And also, even if you knew everything that we just told you, hopefully you feel a little bit more comfortable and affirmed in your normality, and you can accept yourself a little bit better, even if you knew everything we told you. And I guarantee you didn't know that humpback whales are gay or can be gay, because I only found that out yesterday, and it only turned up like a few months ago. So you didn't know
that. Kasey loves whales. If you didn't know you know that now.
No. Well, all right, I only brought it up.
I have to know it every hour of the day, every day of the year.
Oh, wow,
you guys need to know it.
I stop when you're like, I'm bored of whales now. All right, usually
I never say that.
No, you never. You're just like, I'm a little oceaned out right now,
or
which is a really nice way.
I've got to go to sleep.
Oh no, really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, good. Okay.
But
Dreamer does
keep
have
asking
to sleep. Remember?
Dreamer does have to sleep at some point.
No, it's fine. I fucked up my sleeping pattern for this again.
it's the idea that she goes, I'm going to bed because she's bored or sick of me that upset me, not that she has to sleep.
No, just that in general.
Never.
She has to sleep.
I am a human being, in fact.
I allow this. I allow sleep to occur.
I did think that was common knowledge.
She's not just a figment of our imagination. She is, in fact, a human being that needs to sleep.
But she is available for log emails late at night.
My email is Gmail.
Fuck you. Cut that out.
Timestamp.
I know.
Giving my email out to people.
That's not going in the outtakes.
Yeah, that's not. But but lol, I'm a child. Alrighty, so to the surprise of literally fucking no one, I mean, apart from us, because we thought we could totally knock this out in like 2 hours.
No, you thought. I'm used to our 6-hour voice chats, so I knew this was not going to go well.
All right, I thought that we could totally knock this out in 2 hours, but that is not how this has worked out. So this is the end of part 1. And if you've got to the end and you're going, wait, there's more body parts. Wait, what? I have questions. There is, in fact, a part 2 coming out. But we thought that you would all just prefer it a little bit if we didn't yell at you for like 3.5 hours. Keep an eye on your subscription box or wherever the hell you get updates for your podcast, because episode 2 is coming out imminently. In case you can't tell, Sandra is not here, and myself and Dreamer are recording this on our own, and that is fucking dangerous. Sandra, why have you done this to us? We don't have a clicky.
Sandra, help.
Sandra, we need you to come and wrangle us. But yes, no.
We have cats distracting us.
Yes, we do. Also, Jinx is here being very adorable. We do have cats distracting us. But episode 2 will be out soon. So what is coming up in episode 2, Dreamer? What have we not forgotten?
We definitely have not forgotten the required reading for all Wincesties, anyone playing with the butt. If you're doing your anal with your reader inserts, anything. We have anal hygiene.
Woo!
Yay, the fun stuff. Woo!
Yep. So unfortunately, that is required reading, and it will be on the test at the end of the year. Be careful with your bums, people. Be careful with your bums. But we're gonna wrap this up because I have to send this to Sandra, and I have no doubt I'm gonna get notes that say, "What the fuck is this? What have you done?" So we're gonna wrap this up.
If you don't get those constantly.
No, she's usually here to tell me to stop it. That's the thing.
Oh, that's a good point.
She's not here. Yes,
that's the trouble with everything. Just Sandra, don't ever leave us on our own again.
We are not to be left unsupervised. But the normal outro is coming along in a second, and we will see you in part 2. Bye, guys.
So let us know what you thought of the episode. Email us at idlinginttheimpala@gmail.com. Comment on Spotify in the Q&A section. Leave a YouTube comment. Join our Discord and chat with fellow idlers, including Dreamer and us in real time. Check out our merch store, which is another fun way to show your support. You can find details for everything on our website, idlinginttheimpala.com. Really, if you have not gone there yet, go there. That's kind of where we're going to make the hub for everything so that you know where to get whatever it is you want to get. If you want to fuel our supernatural road trip, consider joining us on Ko-fi for as little as $1 a month. We have perks to go along with different membership tiers and would love to have you along for the ride. You're probably going to get to hear some outtakes as well from this if you're one of our Ko-fi members. So it might be another reason you might want to do that.
Lord help you.
Yes, Lord help you. But go ahead, Kasey.
Yeah. Hey, the outtakes are the best bit. All my best bits get cut, but then they get released as outtakes afterwards. Don't forget, though, you can always support us for free by liking, commenting, and subscribing on YouTube, and following, rating, and sharing on audio platforms. Engagement like that really helps us with the algorithms. All hail their benevolence. As always, we have the causes that we support in the description. So from me, you have LGBTQ plus talking charities. From Sandra, you have mental health charities. There is also US election info in the description. Keep yourself informed and up to date as November closes in. Remember, it's a jump to the left, not a step to the right, to bastardize the Rocky Horror Picture Show and the Tenacious D cover of Time Warp. And actually, I'm going to steal from one of our listeners and good friends, BJ, who every so often I see them reblog on Tumblr, vote blue to reduce the fucking body count, because that's really what it's come down to at this point. But as always, the main causes that we are championing, highlighting, spotlighting, any other adjective that means drawing attention to, is World Central Kitchen and Doctors Without Borders. Both of these charities are on the ground working in the Ukraine to help those still affected by Russia's unlawful invasion of the Ukraine, and in Gaza, which is in the crossfire of the war between Israel and Hamas. This is not political. It does not matter which side of these issues you stand on. We are coming from a purely humanitarian view here. There are people in the Ukraine and Gaza that are trapped. They're cut off from basic human rights like food, water, and shelter, and they're dying. They didn't ask for war, and we want to help the people risking their lives to help them. If you cannot or do not want to donate financially, that's absolutely fine. Just sharing links around social media helps massively to keep these issues in the public eye and get the people in need all the help we can. So with that, we will say thank you to Dreamer for joining. Thank you for helping me out. Thank you for kicking my ass into gear to actually get this done, because if I'd had to do this on my own, we would have waited till doomsday. So thank you for all your help and your support with this and with all other things as well. Thank you, Sandra, for
My absolute pleasure.
For being an absolute willing audience for my fucking nonsense consistently. And thanks to you for joining us in the back seat. So we will see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.